Hi, everybody. Welcome to the AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by two great guests today. Returning to the show, Dakota Earlywine.
Hello.
And welcome his second episode, because we just recorded another, Nick Grimes. These are my gays. Welcome, boys.
Yours.
Sorry.
Yours.
Oh how patriarchal.
I'm an woman.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, you're my daddy. I think that's our
Exactly.
dynamic. No, I'm actually really excited about this talking point because, you know, we talk a lot on the pod about nuance, toxic people, difficult relationships, and Dakota is toxic. He is
Glad you said something.
a bad. That's unfair. But the truth is you're not. The truth is you're not, but you have mental health issues.
Toxic tendencies.
Toxic tendencies. And Dakota will go into a Dakota hole. This is a known thing that has happened. It did very much scare me the first time, which
Yeah.
I communicated to you. I was like, can you not do that? Because we thought you were like going to be dead.
Yeah.
But this is a realization for me and something that I learned about life, which is, you know, you disappeared on us, you missed events, you ghosted, things that we all expected you to be there. One of them was a podcast recording, so that was a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
I know.
this is something I realized, which is like, look, we're as close as we are, which is I think we're friends. We talk. We've talked about real shit. We've taken walks, etc. But you own it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a realization for me. It's like there's a big gap between someone who will be difficult and disappear or whatever it may be, have an argument, get heated, and deny it and not own it. And someone who's like, yeah, I did that and it was whack and I'm sorry and that's just where I was. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal, but I'm not mad really because I'm
right.
like,
honesty is great. Yeah.
honesty, ownership. I think ownership for me is the key thing.
Yeah. And when I was younger, I mean, I have bipolar too. So that's like, I'll have ups and downs. And, you know, like I go through phases where it's like impossible to do anything to like exist.
Right.
And I think when I was younger, I used to try to like make an excuse or come up with a reason. And like, kind of like you said, it always just makes everything more difficult and hard. And then if you lie about something, you have to try to keep up with your lie or whatever. And like you said, yeah, it sucks. And it sucks for me too when I miss stuff or like bail out or don't talk to anybody for days. But I'd rather just be upfront, honest about it, and like admit shit, I wasn't in a good space, I fucked up, rather than like, oh, this happened and I had to do this and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, it's not ideal, but I'd rather own up to my faults than try to make an excuse for them, because
it's so much better. I mean, we had a really good discussion too, because like a lot of us, you know, this is something I've noticed. I think it's a maturity thing where people will feel like a burden. You know, they're like, oh, I'm depressive, I don't want to be around friends.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, and that's understandable. But I was like, look, like you're allowed to be a little bit of a burden. You've built goodwill with us. You're not coming into this friendship fresh. Like we're a group of friends. Also, it's not like you're putting it all on one person.
Yeah.
And we wanted to like bring you bagels, sushi. We wanted to bring you like too much food.
Sushi bagels.
Yeah, you can mix them if you want. I mean,
crazy.
That's your right. But yeah, it's like this thing where like people feel a pressure to be on, which is also very LA. It's like show you how I'm fun. And I'm like, it's okay. Yeah. You're allowed to be like a sulking, boring piece of shit. Sometimes we'll let you know if you go too far. And like that's one of the cool things about being in a friend group where it's like, you know.
And I think I've never had like I've had like small friend groups or friends, but I've never had like a consistent friend group.
Yes.
So I think it was like difficult for me to learn that dynamic of like, I can show up to things. I can not agree to things. Like I used to just feel like I was obligated to agree to everything, and then something would happen and I'd miss out on stuff. And I think learning that, for one, like you're not a burden, and also you don't have to be at every event all the time.
Yeah, no.
And like I think clearly I'm like an outgoing person. I like to crack jokes. I like to be funny. And so when I'm not in that headspace, it's really hard for me to like go to a thing, because I'm like, everyone's going to know. Everyone's going to like feel weird about it.
Right.
You know?
But it's kind of self-centered in a way too, right?
Yeah,
it's like, it's not like you're going to ruin the whole hang. It's
right.
Like,
I'm not that important to
that's true. You know,
event. Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things they say about I read this study and it said depressed people use the word I more than other people. It's very self-centered, right?
Yeah,
you go into yourself,
right?
You know.
Find a reason for like to blame yourself for every bad situation or
Yeah, like you're being too hard on yourself. Like I always use, that's one of my phrases. Like, can you be nicer to my friend Dakota? That's what I'd say to you. It's like, you're being too hard on the guy.
That's so sweet. I love that.
That's like a little cute one I picked up. So no, props to you. And you're a little younger than most people. What are you, 28 or something? 25? You're so young. You're so young.
Oh, that's so young.
But wise. But wise. He's picking up the wisdom.
It's trauma.
Really fast.
It's not wisdom, it's trauma.
That's where it comes from. So I was excited to talk about that. Now, the theme of this episode is food and not liking food, issues around food.
Okay.
Now, I'll kind of, buttress this with my own social strategy and how I think I'm probably the happiest I've ever been right about now.
Good.
And one of the reasons right now with you guys, it's us.
This moment.
It's the San Pellegrino.
I don't know. Like I give out bread at the social club every day. I make my bread. I'm the dough man, as one guy calls me.
Mr. Pillsbury.
And it's so good, by the way.
Thank you so much.
It is so good.
Yeah,
you've really perfected your recipe.
Oh my God, thank you. But I think an attitude that I've tried to really adopt is like for a long time, it was very much like when I give someone something, I want that back. I want that reciprocity.
Okay.
And that can come with anything. Like when we're talking about events, it's like, I made an event. I invited Dakota. And some part of me was like, well, now I expect to be invited to something that you do. Right. You want that one for one. And that's natural.
Interesting.
That's natural. But there's this great phrase I picked up online, which is the price of winning is overpaying. And to me, that idea applies here when I think like when I give out bread to people, when I create events for people, I just do it so habitually. It's just so part of who I am and what I'm going to do anyway, that those expectations melt away.
Right.
And now I'm so wonderfully and pleasantly surprised anytime anyone makes an event and invites me, because I'm like, that's just what I'm doing. It's what I'm doing. I'm in the practice of making the bread and inviting people and hosting events. So I'm not counting. I couldn't if I wanted to.
Right.
Because it's so widespread. I'm like, I don't know the score on me and Nick. I don't know if Nick's ever invited me out. Nick, have you?
Yeah, to my birthday, I invited you.
Well,
and you're out of town.
Yeah, well, that doesn't count.
You're going to a wedding in New York. So.
Oh, God, I hate that. I know. Ugh. We need teleporters now.
You were invited, Ellen.
I know.
Oh my God! Wait, yes. I know. And her name's Dakota.
Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, it's like getting into a headspace where you're giving more than you get. So I think food is a big thing with me. I like to give food. I think giving food is one of the easiest way to show that you care about people, you love people.
Universal love language.
Universal love language. But sometimes things get weird with food. People don't like your food. They have their own tweaks they want to make to your food. You can't agree on the location of the food, or maybe the food itself is offensive. And these are the issues.
Or I feel like with you and bread, at least, this is just an example. Like once you start offering it out or giving someone something, they're like, can you make this kind of, like they start adding requests, which is like nice, but also it's like, I make like 50 loaves of sourdough a day. Like, what do you want from me?
I know. I'm like, no, we want variety.
Olives in it?
I know. I'm like, that's expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, flour's cheap.
Yeah.
I had two great bread updates. So one is that people will oh my God, I get this every day. You should start a business. You should start a business. You should start a business.
I've said that.
I know. It's okay.
I probably did too. My bad.
And it's okay. It's not bad. It's a compliment. You're saying it's good enough to sell.
Me?
Yeah, I know. It rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
But somebody said, I'd love to pay you for the bread. I'm like, you don't have to pay me. If you request a loaf of bread, I'll give it to you. It's no problem. I make the bread.
Yeah.
But my friend goes, I really like to do something for you. I said, why don't you bring butter or something fancy?
Oh, yeah.
And he got this really nice cultured butter.
Ooh.
And we've been eating it this week. He got 4 sticks of it. And it is the best butter I ever did have.
So good.
The other thing, this
good butter is like unreal. Out of this
really
world.
is.
It's so good. This woman, she goes, I want one of your cinnamon loaves. Now, these do take a lot more effort. So I gave her a cinnamon loaf, and she is an attractive woman. So I might have done that with some ulterior motive.
Yeah,
but I did it
hoping
with
for a 1-to-1 on that one.
Okay. Yeah, 1 to something. Anyway. So yesterday she goes, hey, I got you something. And I was like, oh, what'd you get me? And because I basically you don't want to put sourdough in plastic or anything because it's supposed to stay like aerated. So you get these cotton bags, and the cotton bags are like, I don't know, $3 or $4 a piece. So it's like, I'm usually like, ooh, you can have it in the cotton bag, but like, can you bring me that cotton bag back? So I had told her that, and she goes, I bought you this, and she brought me 8 cotton bags.
Aww.
Oh, that's so nice.
And it like made my night.
That's
I was like,
sweet.
just like, I was speechless.
That's very sweet.
So kind.
Yeah, thoughtful gifts.
Yes, thank you. This felt like a commercial for I'm a good person. Don't be fooled.
You're an
Commercial for
asshole.
cotton
What are we
bags.
lying?
I know. You know the real me. What's that?
It's a commercial for cotton bags.
Yeah, because the cotton bag industry is going to
And
be
this episode is sponsored by
cotton bags. We're tired of microplastics, so overpay.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm down.
But yeah, let's get into these food issues. Our second story, AITA for having and using emergency spices at dinner. We got 2 more after that.
Emergency
Spices.
spices. That's funny.
But first, this is a submission on our subreddit. You could submit reddit.com/r/AITA pod.
Ding.
AITA for getting upset. He didn't like the food. There's a Michelin star restaurant in my city that's actually pretty affordable. You can have a good meal as a couple for $100 total. Reasonable.
Not
For
that bad.
Michelin?
For Michelin?
For
Come
Michelin,
on.
that's really good.
It's booked
Yeah.
months in advance, but I managed to snag a last-minute reservation and planned a special date night for me and my hubs. This restaurant's family style, and they suggest you get 4 to 5 plates to share. My husband picked 2 that sound good to him, and I asked our server for Rex. First 2 dishes come out, and they're really delicious. He makes a comment that he prefers the food at cheaper restaurants and that these quote-unquote fancy places aren't his thing. I acknowledge that
Valid.
sure, I mean, yeah.
Depends.
I acknowledge that the food at some of our usual haunts is also very good, but then I'm also enjoying this experience and that trying fancier food is fun and a special treat every once in a while. He continues to make his point, and at this point I can tell I'm getting a little irritated, so I say, yeah, can you just drop it? Next dish comes out. My husband makes more comments about the taste. It's either delicious or disgusting. Then another dish comes out and he picks at it and says, there's seriously a way to get into this place? Referencing the fact that I told him what a miracle it was to get this reservation. I was out of patience at this point and just said, yeah, there is, because the food is really good, and kind of went quiet for the remainder of the dinner. He kept asking why I was mad and that he should be able to tell me he doesn't like it. And that's true, but from my perspective, he made that clear from the beginning and then kept on about it. I was enjoying the food, and his constant comments just ruined what was supposed to be a special night. We've been going through a rocky spot lately, so maybe I overreacted, or maybe this incident is just another example of how he and I view the world and experiences differently. And this is what made me take this incident more deeply. AITA.
My ex, before I moved to LA, like 5-year ex, did this every time we would go do something nice. Like, I would plan a nice dinner or like to take us to an event, and the whole time he would be like, why did we pay money for this? Why is this like, this isn't what I thought
That's
it was.
annoying.
This line is crazy for what we're doing. Traffic's up, whatever. And I was like, it's fine if you don't like doing something, but like, can you just wait until we're home? Like, if I'm enjoying myself, why are you like ruining this experience for me to like act while we're at the restaurant?
Yeah, let's at least enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah, like make a comment, but you don't like, we're already here. We already got the reservation. Like, let's just fucking try to enjoy ourselves.
Try to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Was money an issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
you planned for it.
right.
It wasn't like
I would say
spontaneous.
like money was an issue for him, but like I paid for everything while we were dating. So it wasn't like he was worried about the price of what, because like I was paying
He
for
had no
it.
reason
To really-
logically, since
Yeah.
you're paying.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was in a 5-year relationship with someone who made way more money than me. And I do recall times when I would have this attitude. I think it's a rationalization exercise. It's like, you don't make as much money, you can't regularly afford this experience, so your ego is threatened.
Yeah.
And so you are unable to enjoy the experience. And so you're sort of going to undercut it to
Interesting.
tell yourself
Yeah.
you don't need to make more money.
You're hypercritical of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That could be part of it.
The,
for sure.
the thing is, it goes back to this thing about depression, right? Because it's like you're making it about you. Why don't you just take it for what it
It's
is?
like, it's just a restaurant.
It's
Yeah.
just a
It's not that
restaurant. It's not that deep. But you're taking it almost personally, which is ridiculous and selfish. I mean, I think especially in this case, when someone put a lot of effort into getting something,
You're waiting months for a reservation.
Yeah.
Come on.
And like she planned the reservation. And it's like she is obviously excited about it. It's just like, at least wait until you get home and be like, that was not worth it. Like, let's just stick to our dive bar or whatever. Like, that's way different than while you're eating and she's trying to enjoy, you're like, this sucks.
Right.
Like, you're like, okay, well, fuck me. I liked it, but
you're
whatever.
Being a hater.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a shame.
It is a shame. I feel like he could have gone with her and just try to find something good to say. There's always something good to say. You know, I'm trying to think. My friend today made this cake and she herself admitted that the texture was messed up. She didn't have baking soda. You need baking soda. And, you know, right away I tasted it and I was like, yeah, she needed the baking soda. But I was just like, oh, I really enjoy the flavors. It was true. The texture
you said something
wasn't
nice.
great.
Yeah.
Well, and I wasn't even lying.
Right.
It's like, it is a skill to find the positive in things and it's a skill you want to work on.
Yeah.
Top comment.
Silver linings.
Top comment, Life Uncommon writes, ESH. We're only hearing one side of the story. We were there to assess the tone. It's totally fine to talk about whether you all like each dish as they come out.
Yeah.
And he 100% should be able to be honest with you that he doesn't like some food or that he likes casual restaurants better than fancy ones. But it does sound like he did like some of them. If he had a snarky tone or he was being irritable about it, that wouldn't be okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about, you know, where are you coming from with this? What is the dynamic?
Right. And she did say they're in a rocky patch right now. So that doesn't, like, when you're already struggling, like, you're like, let's do this nice thing together. Like, maybe it'll make us, like, bring that spark back or something. And then they just shit on it the whole time.
Exactly.
Like, oh, fuck.
This is duct tape.
Yeah.
You're putting duct tape on a serious issue. I mean, that was my read here.
Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
Band-Aid on a bullet hole. I like that. I don't know if I've heard that. I love that.
I feel like there's nothing worse than like being in like a passive-aggressive argument in a public place, like a restaurant, and you're just like hating each other from across the table. It's like,
but like trying to save face. So you're like, that's so true.
You're spending $100. It's like, love this.
Something deeper is going on that we haven't figured out, and unfortunately, this wasn't the solution.
Yeah,
that's what we're learning. Yeah. OP writes, I agree he's entitled to his opinion and should be able to express it. I think part of the fun of doing an experience like this is discussing the dishes and what we like and don't, saying this is a bit too salty to my taste, or I prefer less cheese, or this dish isn't for me, would you like to have the rest, is respectful dinner conversation. Yeah. I agree. There's a gap between, I've said this before, like I got in a huge fight with a friend one time when I said, you know, what was your opinion? What was your criticism of the movie? And he goes, I thought it sucked. I was like, that's not criticism. That's just your opinion. Man. You didn't like it.
Yeah.
My question is, what was your criticism? What are you going to actually say concretely is wrong with the movie? I'm big on reasons. Mm-hmm. These are reasons. I prefer less cheese, or I mean, this tastes like it was expensive, but I think, you know, the Chinese place by they do it just as well. If you ask me. That to me doesn't seem like so haterade.
Yeah.
Just they even OP wrote just kind of a blanket. Meh, this sucks.
Yeah.
That's killing the vibe. It just feels like you're not even trying.
Yeah.
So I basically wrote to them that I thought the relationship dynamic was a big factor. OP wrote back, we have a history in our dynamic of him being negative and a bit of a downer, so I think I'm sensitive when he complains.
This is like taking me back to my last relationship.
I was going to say the same thing. It's ringing some bells.
Yeah.
I have a new theory, actually, and I'd love for you guys to shoot it down. It's being developed, but I think
you actually want us to shoot it down. Okay,
you're sure.
I'm ready.
If you can,
I'm gonna poke holes.
A relationship needs 3 things. Okay, the first one's pretty obvious.
Sex,
practical.
Oh,
well, sex. I would say.
Sex. Yeah,
right.
Kind of goes across all 3 categories. I would say. The first one,
you wouldn't have a relationship with that. I guess
you wouldn't really. A relation needs to work on a practical level. How do you get things done together? Are you able to be functional together? Right? Able to have a household.
Yeah.
Okay? Practical. The second one is you need to have fun together and be able to have fun together.
Yep.
And that means being able to enjoy nice experiences together.
Right.
Finding the right experiences that work together. Yes. And also, by the way, go ahead.
I was going to say also seeing positive in bad experiences. Like you're not going to have fun all the time. So like you can like laugh at how shitty a situation was as opposed to like making it the worst.
I mean,
you're stuck in traffic and you're annoyed. Like that's an excuse to listen to this new album.
Literally.
Sure. Whatever it is, you know?
Sure. But I think part of it too is cultivating a relationship, much like you cultivate yourself to not get into situations that you don't like, because that's part of it. And if he doesn't like fine dining, which I don't think this proves that, but I'm saying you want to find the things that make you both happy. That's part of it. Those are the 2 things. The third thing is veneration. And by that, I mean deep respect.
Okay, yeah.
Not above admiration, because I think you can admire something and that's almost superficial. Though some people, I think, only need admiration. It's LA, okay, the superficial people. But if you have those three things, I like your odds. This is my new relationship theory.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Do we have any refutes?
No, I actually really love it. And I wanted to add something to the third point.
Here we go.
Because somebody asked me recently, like, what is your type? And I was like, I don't know. I have so many different types. But I think one thing that makes me really like someone is that veneration sort of where like I look at you and I'm like, I could never get so mad at you that I'm like, I hate you now. Or I just like really respect you so much that I like can't see you in a negative light.
Right.
At all. Like, cause I don't know. I just think I've been in like some relationships where there's like a lot of yelling. And then it got to the point where I was like, yeah, we don't really respect each other.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what this is. So like, that's a big thing for me. It's like, if I really see you in such a positive light that I could never like assume the worst from you or yell at you or be really angry in like a volatile way.
Right.
And I think that's that third thing.
I feel like the main thing that kills relationships is usually resentment. Like,
yeah.
Which I think falls under like lack of respect for somebody. If you can't stand to see your partner thrive, or like even at times, like if you're in a long relationship, there's going to be times where they're doing better than you, and then times where you're doing better than them. And if you can't take that and like know that they're going to carry the weight for a little bit, or vice versa, like it just immediately leads down a slippery slope. Like,
yeah. So that, veneration is huge. I like that.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, so I think there's something wrong here, because now we're in a fun moment, and something else is wrong with this relationship. I mean, the veneration, I feel like you can't buy that. You know what I mean? That's not like, if you either got it or you don't, because it's kind of cuts to the core of what someone is made of.
It's not on the menu, even at a Michelin star
restaurant.
It's
not on the menu, even 3-star. You know, practical stuff is where we build a lot of the resentment, classically speaking. I mean, speaking for the straights, it comes to domestic labor.
Yeah, I think gays too. It's almost even more confusing to divvy practical labor as two men really who are both divas. You're like, but I don't want to mount the TV.
You need a chore chart.
Who is the woman? Because we need to figure TaskRabbit. But yeah, I feel like this is a symptom of a much greater disease. That said, we are on OP's side. They submitted. They're a listener.
Yeah.
So I am going to go against the husband, because I think part of being a mature adult is clocking it and being like, damn, why am I being a hater? Why am I at a Michelin star place, bringing my wife's mood down, not even, tapering it back a bit? Because my sense of humor can be very biting and sarcastic. But if I'm rubbing someone wrong and I'm detecting that, I would back off and be like, oh my God, like, no, I'm sorry. I'm just a sarcastic asshole because I have a shitty personality. I'm actually enjoying this experience and I want to have fun with you. I'm trying, baby.
Right. If they were joking, like if that is his shtick and they're joking about something, maybe, but it sounds like he was just kind of being a downer.
He was just being a downer.
If I was him, I'd be like, okay, even if I'm not loving this, like, let's lock in for a minute and be happy and have fun with her for this, because she wanted to do it clearly.
Yeah.
So,
and the food, like, just saying it's disgusting. Like, I know Michelin restaurants are whatever. It's like you're going because you want to say you went to a Michelin restaurant mostly, but if it's Michelin rated, there's always that long of a reservation. The food can't just be like total shit.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
It's not
right.
Just because it's not up to your flavor profile or whatever. It's
like some people are not. They don't have an adventurous palate, so it's like, oh, I'm trying duck pate. Ew, it's gross. It's like maybe that's just like a new type of thing you haven't eaten. So maybe disgusting is not the right word.
That is
to
true.
use. You know what I mean?
And I love what OP said. Just like if he had said like, oh, this isn't really my cup of tea, but you could have the rest. That's like nice.
It's like, I didn't like this one. Do you want it? Like,
great. AITA for getting upset. He didn't like the food. I'm saying NTA, and he is.
Same.
Yeah, I think he is.
Love it. All right, now we're going.
Break up. No, I'm kidding.
Break up with your boyfriend.
You need a break up button.
I know we do. Break up. It's your voice. Please rate, review, subscribe. Join me on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Every single episode ad-free. Hundreds of bonus episodes, accurate timestamps. Join me on Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. Only $5 a month. Pretty reasonable.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
It's a cup of coffee.
Less than a cold brew.
Thank you. AITA for having and using emergency spices at dinner. I-28M was raised by my parents to always smile and stomach it when I'm a guest in someone's house and they serve food that I didn't enjoy. I've carried this into adulthood because I think it's just a thing. You eat polite. If I really don't like a meal I'm served, I'll just eat a little bit and maybe grab food on the way home. But recently, I was in a store and found little tiny bottles of the spice tahini, which I love. They were 50 cents, so I got like 12 of them. And now when I have a bad meal, I just wait for the attention to be off me and pop a dose of tahini and that massive flavor I don't like. Recently, I was at a gathering. My aunt served this weird concoction of chicken, sausage, peppers, and onions and a cream sauce on plain white rice. It tasted both bland and weird.
Doesn't sound that bad.
When attention was away, I hit it with the tahini. But my food had bits in it and looked red, so my family noticed and I had to come clean and explain. My aunt was very offended and asked if I just hated her cooking. I said, no, she made great food. I just didn't like this meal. She asked why I didn't say anything, and I told her I was raised to just smile and bear it when I had a meal I didn't enjoy. The tahini was just helping me do that. This made her more upset and started an argument, so now the whole family is annoyed.
Damn.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I think two things. I mean, one, it's a little weird to carry around tahini with you, and also that's not a good all-purpose spice. Like that's a very specific.
Right.
That's not really
Thank you for
good,
saying that.
But also, I mean, I think I'm a good cook. If someone doesn't like what I made or doesn't eat the whole thing, I'm just kind of like, that's their problem. Like, I'm not that worried about it. I'm not going to get offended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll kind of go to gender town here. I think like a lot of women are, grew up in a different era than us, a less empowered era. And because of that, they identify very heavily with the domestic role that they were, you could say, society pushed them to be in.
Yeah.
And I know now, women are empowered now, but it's like, well, yeah, but they weren't in that water growing up and they were told you have to be a homemaker or whatever it is. I think for certain people, your elders, not your peers, I think it would be unreasonable. Like if I went to my friend's house and they're like, how dare you? I'd be like, we're not going to be friends.
Yeah.
But this isn't your friend. This is your aunt. This is your mom or dad's sister, bro. And I think like, you gotta tread a little carefully around the food they made for you.
Yeah.
That's just part of it. That's part of being mature, is understanding that people might be sensitive about certain things, and she made it for you. So tread carefully. You can't just be like, oh, my aunt sucks. I'm like, right, well, she's your aunt. No one is expecting you to be like, my aunt's awesome.
Right. It also doesn't sound like that crazy of a dish. Like chicken, sausage, peppers, and over rice with a little cream.
I'm curious.
It's fine. Yeah. And I'm sure you could add a little salt and pepper from the table.
Right. I'm like,
it doesn't need to be tahini.
I think it's all about the way she went about getting like outed. Like if that would have been me, I would have literally just been like, oh, I'm obsessed with tahini right now. I have to put it on everything. Like it's no offense to your cooking. I just love this.
I just love tahini. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think because my mom lives in Iowa. I grew up in the Midwest, and she is woke but still follows very traditional.
Sure.
Yeah. And I know if she made something and I did this and like went about it this way, she would be super offended. Like my mom would be devastated if somebody didn't like her food.
Yes.
That's interesting.
It's like her love language, cooking.
Exactly. I think this is a tread carefully situation, because I'm like, I'm sorry, but like here's the other thing. It's like picky eater, like, oh no, I had to eat a bland meal. Well, it's so hard. Like, shut up.
Yeah, and just like salt and pepper too.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like tahini is such an odd thing to put on.
Well, yeah, but I even feel like asking for salt and stuff, like you got to read the room. And if the room isn't asking for salt and pepper and you're the only one who's going to do it, it's like, just grin and bear it.
Yeah.
Like, do it for your aunt and lie and tell her it's delicious.
Yeah.
Find something nice to say. Yeah, there's really interesting flavors. Boom. That's saying weird.
Yeah.
We said it, you know? So,
yeah.
I would say if they had just subtly applied the tahini, but just the fact that you have to subtly apply it is already an indication.
And it's a smoking gun.
Maybe you shouldn't be doing it.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah. And it's a smoking gun. It's like bright red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like sweet and sugary. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
It doesn't match for me.
No.
That sounds weird.
It's not a bowl of fruit.
It's supposed to go on like mangoes or something. Like
it's not chamoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people said Maleficent Web. I feel adding things like salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, hot sauce is fine as long as you're polite. I could extend that to tahini for the sake of the post, but YTA because of what you said, which is basically, I mean, this person just really, like, you got to make it about you. If you get busted adding her tahini, you go, I love what you said. I'm just obsessed with tahini right now.
Put it on everything.
It's crazy. And you know what? This was an insult to your food because your food is so good and I need to get over my tahini addiction. You do not make it about her.
Yeah.
Just wear it on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as all of the young girlies say now, just be like, this is my new hyperfixation. I love tahini.
I'm just hyperfixating on tahini.
Yeah.
It needs to be on everything that
It's my personality trait, actually.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm going to say she's the asshole for
28 M. This is a guy.
Oh, he's the asshole.
Yeah.
For just the
I thought you meant the aunt. I was like, oh.
No. For the sole reason of how he told everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm feeling grateful now that I have bread because bread is intended to put stuff on it.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not going to.
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be like, all right, you do you, man.
Right.
I don't care. You know.
Ooh, maybe like a jam with tahini on a piece of bread. That would actually be kind of.
I would try it.
I might try
I
that.
love like a sweet and spicy jam.
Mm-hmm.
AITA for having and using emergency spices at dinner. For me, even adding stuff, like you got to be careful. If it's your parents' sisters, like your grandma, like, look, it's this is the thing too. Like the food is the medium.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the food is a medium for connection. It's a love language.
Yes.
Like when you're 28, you're not 7, you're not 12. Sometimes you just have to grin and bear it and realize the food, it will be nutritious enough for you to eat.
Yeah.
So just eat
It's
the
not
food.
going to poison you.
It's not going to poison you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the end of the world. So just eat the bland meal and realize that this is not about the food. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it just doesn't sound like that crazy of a meal either.
It's really not.
It's
some rice with chicken. I'm
if
like,
it was
what
like
is it?
anchovy,
Yeah, that's what I
then I'd be
mean.
like, all right, well now we're getting into this is
Some rare meat,
Right.
with like a
Or
pungent
some,
taste.
If it was like undercooked or
dangerous is a different thing. If it's dangerous, and I'm like,
half
okay,
cooked
well,
chicken.
Yeah.
Well, then you say, hey, I'm concerned this is undercooked. I want to be able to,
Not
enjoy
die,
it.
yeah.
And I'm paranoid. You still try to wear it on yourself. It's
Right.
cooked, right?
Right.
just ask.
Chicken always freaks me out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's good. That's perfect. Chicken always freaks me out. AITA for having to use emergency spices at dinner. I think we agree. YTA. We're going to go to another one here, I think on a similar topic. AITA for roasting a suckling pig for a family gathering.
Whoa.
Okay.
I made a suckling pig, a piglet roasted whole for our annual family gathering with people of all age groups. Big fan. I wasn't expecting the little kids to eat any since the head was still on, but I thought more of the adults would try it. No one touched it except one of my cousins, an uncle, and me. I was told by my aunt, the eldest of the family, that I should not have bought something that was, quote, that disgusting to the gathering. I tried to argue that there were other meat dishes there as well and that those were also cute animals once. But I was shut down, and because I didn't think it was worth the fight, I decided to compromise and remove it from the table and put it back in my car.
Damn.
So should I have just cut the head off to make it less recognizable as a living being, or was I in the right to argue that it's hypocrisy to eat meat and then get upset when you're reminded about where the meat came from? P.S. Once the party ended, my uncle came outside with me and got half the remaining pig. None was wasted.
Okay.
The uncle was like, you still got that pig?
Literally.
You still got the pig,
That
right?
suckling pig. That way he described it was kind of crazy. I'm like, I think I've been called that once.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you call me?
Yeah.
Suckling. Are you a suckling pig? Are you a bear?
It's getting
Are
spit
you an
roasted.
otter?
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh, boy.
too many
Spit
clothes.
roasted. Jeez.
Yeah, I think for me, I love food. I've eaten like a pig's face and all kinds of horror. My girlfriend wouldn't let me eat the eye. She's like, please don't
Ooh,
eat
the
that. And
eye.
I was like, all right, if you're saying that.
I have eaten
won't.
some weird,
Crazy.
like animal things too.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I think this goes to a read the room thing. I'm like, look, man, you're being very literal here. It's like we all know that the food is made from the cute animals. We all know that. We just don't want to think about it.
Oh, yeah, we don't need to
is
see it on the table.
jarring. I mean,
It's
I worked at a
jarring.
restaurant that every once in a while they would have like roasted pork as the special, and like I remember going back into the walk-in and you just see like a whole fucking pig hang. It is jarring.
It is
like,
really,
when you
yeah,
see
it's a
just
lot.
like a whole pig's head and everything. It is like,
Yeah.
and also I want to know, was it communicated beforehand that he was bringing a whole ass pig, or did
No
he just
way.
show up
He
with this?
showed up with
Because
it.
that's a bit like, I can see why they were like a little taken aback, but
Yeah.
I feel like in the end of the day, Uncle got the pig. He's the one who obviously wanted it. If he brought it, like, if it wasn't wasted,
It wasn't wasted.
no
it got
harm, no
eaten.
foul.
Yeah. I don't think he's an asshole for doing it though.
Yeah, I don't really go that far. I think he'd be an asshole if he did it twice in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you learned a lesson. I think he is being a little bit literal and like not really thinking, being like, well, you're a hypocrite. It's like, no, not really. We all know that the animals come from this. You're showing little kids a piglet's face, bro.
Yeah.
Piglet is literally a character in Winnie the Pooh, bro. Like, come on. It's an animal. Cut the head off.
Yeah.
Have the decency.
Haven't you seen Babe?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like it's something to be aware of with food. You know, you gotta know your audience a little bit.
Yeah.
It's also a cultural thing too. Like in some cultures, that's more common to like just have a pig.
Right.
Or, like, you know, in Europe, if you go to the market and buy a duck, like to eat, sometimes the head is on the duck and you have to take it home and cut the head off. It's like, whoa, you know, so it just depends. But
if it's precedented and it's normal, then it's normal.
Yeah.
But it sounds like maybe it wasn't for this family. So.
Right.
No way. Bro's got to read the room better.
Yeah. I don't think my family would like a full-headed pig at the house. So
no, I don't know. My family would probably get down. They're rednecks.
Yeah.
Yeah, good eats.
I mean, I had, so there's a Cuban thing. It's a pig and it's called cajachina, which means Chinese box. And it's basically just, it's similar. I don't think they leave the head on. I can't remember where the head is. I don't remember seeing the head, but it's like, honestly, it's the best thing I've ever. You guys have like chicharrones, like pig skin.
Oh yeah.
It's like that, but you can just like pull
Those
it directly
really
off. I couldn't stop eating it. And my girlfriend at the time just grabbed me and was like, you got to stop. You're the amount of cholesterol you're eating. And I was like, okay.
It's probably not the best thing to eat a lot of.
Pig.
But it does taste good.
All right, folks. And this is another submission on the subreddit, reddit.com/r/AITA pod. AITA for not changing the location of my 30th birthday dinner. I, 29F, made plans with my husband, 32, to have my birthday dinner, me, him, and stepson, 7, at a hibachi restaurant that my family used to take me to nearly every B-day as a kid. I thought it'd be nice, bring back some memories, and my stepson has been asking about it lately. We went in 2023 for my mom's birthday with him, and he loved it. Given all the family memories here, I suggest we also invite my mom, 56F, along with my siblings, 19M, 21F, and 29F, who is my twin.
Okay.
I feel like you put your twin first in that list, OP.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Twin gets priority.
I mean, she's going chronological by age, I guess.
Fair enough.
But that's telling, though. I don't know.
Along with her husband, 29M. It's important to note, 1, my sister has a 5-month-old, and 2, obviously her and I share a birthday. Thank you, OP.
Right.
We appreciate that.
I was confused.
That's true.
My mom and 21F's sister were excited to go to dinner, and my brother will likely go if he's off work. My twin, on the other hand, suggested we all change plans and go to a different hibachi restaurant closer to her that only she has been to. It's 30 minutes further for my mom and other siblings who already had a 20-ish minute commute to the original restaurant. Her reason? You could reserve a hibachi room rather than a table, which would be easier for her with the baby. Mind you, she has been taking this baby to restaurants multiple times a month, multiple times a week if you count store outings, since he was about a month and a half old. I guess now that he's moving around more, it's harder to keep him contained. When I let her know I was more so inviting her to the plans I made than looking to change, she was not pleased, insisting both are hibachi and it's easier for her. I mentioned to her how our mom and other siblings wanted to stick with the original restaurant when she brought it up to them initially, to which she said, okay, and what do you want to do now that you know it's the same? Trying to bring some logic, I asked her if she was asking for everyone to change where they wanted to go so she could go where she wants. She then said, no, I just won't go. I understand her proposed restaurant will be easier for her, but I also wanted to go the original restaurant because of the nostalgia. I get it's her birthday, but it's also mine. It was originally a plan for my immediate family, and I extended it to the rest to be kind. Now I'm wondering AITA for not abandoning the plans I wanted and made to now accommodate my twin and her baby.
Gut reaction is definitely not the asshole. Yeah.
I think, the sister's being difficult, and I get that she has a baby and wants to do something to like keep it a bit closer, but if it's literally inconveniencing everyone else besides her in the group, it's a bit like, okay, then don't come if you don't want to make the drive. Like,
it's a unique situation because it's both of their birthdays.
It's both their birthdays.
Yeah,
that's weird.
That part does kind of suck.
But it's her event.
Yeah.
It was her thing that she already started planning.
Right.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but like, the one thing that annoys me about birthdays is when people get overly literal about the day. It's like, we get it. Everyone gets a birthday. We don't need to obsess about whether it's the actual day. So it's like, okay, you don't want to do this? You can't make it great. Well, let me know when you want to celebrate your birthday because I will be there and I can't wait.
Right.
Problem solved. You know, I think this is a thing people do, though. I think it's a negotiation, right? If I have an event and usually there's like a couple people that I need on board, I'll try to get a little bit of buy-in from my friends, like before I'll just throw the event out.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's like a banger that I know people are going to come to, I'll be like, are you going to come? Could I get you in on this? That way, when I launch my Partiful, I'm going to get a couple early goings. I already know this thing could go off.
Right.
No problem. This was not that. This was, I'm doing it. I already have people in. Now I'm throwing in the twin and stuff. She made this move. She's like, well, what if we did this? Now, if I'm getting a what if we did this and I have relatively few confirms, I might pivot. I might be down to delay. I might be flexible depending on what it is. And I think what she did was very fair. She goes, well, I checked with everyone else and they kind of want to do what we were already doing.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
we heard you, honey. We tried it. It went out to committee. Your proposal was denied.
Yeah. Well, it's harder for everyone but her.
It's harder for everyone.
And it's just one dinner too. So
it's just one dinner. You can get a sitter.
Right.
There's things you can do. You know, I will say I'm looking, we have a lot of passes on the show. Things where we give people extra grace. Okay. Griever pass. Grieving is very hard. Pregnancy pass. Being pregnant.
Yeah, you're postpartum. You just had a kid. This
is a newborn pass.
It's a newborn, yeah.
You're not only postpartum, you know, you're dealing with reduced sleep. We have friends who have a newborn.
Right.
You know, they're not sleeping. They're not sleeping. They're sleeping in 3-hour spurts at best. You're not going to sleep as well as getting 6-8 hours straight.
And obviously, I mean, our friends are going to significantly less outings because of this too.
So few.
Which understandably so.
And they're not going to drive super far probably for something small.
But then they're not trying to redirect the plans to accommodate them.
No.
They'll just bow out if they can't do it.
They'll bow out, and they often come and do half the thing.
Right.
Like they came to our hike and they went up like a third of the mountain. No problem. I don't care.
And they brought the baby, right?
Yeah, they brought the baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, they're in very good shape. So the baby is like, the baby's hiking. The baby can't walk, but the baby can hike.
Yeah,
it's like one of those
the baby's
situations.
holding a matcha. Like, take me to Griffith.
Can't speak, but does ask to go to Griffith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, I feel like OP was super reasonable. You know, I do feel like she could maybe have extended some of these niceties. I mean, I don't know if she gave us all the details, but she could just, I'm like, look, I'm really sorry, but I don't think it's going to work out to do it your way. And I totally get it. If you, and that's the other thing, being very like, I totally get it if you can't go. I understand it's a stretch. I know how hard it is for the newborn. You know, and you could kind of extend a little bit of like over gracefulness of being like, you know.
And it's both their birthdays. I think that's funny.
Yeah, I miss you guys. We should hang out soon. Like really, like not taking. You can't take it personally, because her pivot is understandable.
Right.
She's like, I want to go and have a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be able to have a good time in this context. That's the other things you might want to be with your newborn, not leave them with a sitter, et cetera. I get that.
I'm also like, have the husband stay home. Like, I know you want your husband there, but like, if it's you and your twin's birthday, like, go with your family to dinner and then go.
Yeah, it's just one dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. Husband's like, I love hibachi.
Are you kidding? I can't miss out on that, babe.
I can't miss out on that, babe.
Yeah. Why doesn't he take the baby to the other hibachi spot?
Rent the whole room out. Just you and him, you and the baby.
I think OP was reasonable.
I do too.
And I think it was a reasonable ask. I mean, it sounds like they had a little bit of a tiff. You know, she didn't let it go, but she didn't sleep, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that's such a good point. Yeah.
So
I think brutal. Like it really all comes down to who was planning an event first. Like if she had initially wanted to do that and then the whole family switched, I would be a little bit more partial, but like she already had this plan set. People were down. Why throw a wrench in the plans?
Yeah. It's so interesting, like sibling dynamics and twin dynamics, because I'm an only child. So I never think about like, what if this person had a birthday around the same I just like never even consider this sort of thing. Yeah. Did you have siblings? I can't remember. No.
Yeah, I have two older siblings, but they're one's in Florida, one's in Canada. So I don't see them too much.
You don't have only child energy.
I do. Oh, I think I used to when I was younger. People could always tell. Like teachers in school always knew I was an only child.
Did something change? You seem very giving and
maybe
entitled.
I don't know. Probably just learned over time that makes me feel better to be that way. You know what I mean?
That's good.
But like people like you more when you're like that. So
yeah,
very true.
You learn. Yeah.
AITA for not changing the location of my 30th birthday dinner. OP, I think you're reasonable here. You sent it out to committee. You did what you could. I think go easy on the sis.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely go easy on her.
Go easy on the sis, but you got it right. You've got it right. You did all the right things.
Yeah.
I'm saying no assholes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no assholes.
Plan something with your sister to do. You guys go out and do something for your birthdays, like after this, or
bring her a sushi bagel.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you next time. Bye.